Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much for attending the proposed April 2019 Transit Service Changes webinar. We appreciate you coming by today and making time to go over this with us. Just some tips and handouts, or tips and tricks if you've ever attended one of our webinars. Your microphone is muted. We will keep it muted throughout the webinar. If you do want to answer or ask a question or have a comment, please go ahead and type into the chat box on the right-hand side of your screen. And if you have any, if you would like to take a look at the handout, that is where going to be our PDF is to access any of the notes if you want to print it out and go over it at this time. Let me. So we're going to go over a little bit why we have service changes, the process, what the actual service changes are, which I'm sure is everybody's most interested in, the opportunities you have for public input and comment, and we'll go over and answer any of those questions and comments at the end of the presentation. So again, make sure you're looking at the chat box if you're interested in us answering anything for you. We're happy to do so. So why service changes? As you guys probably already know, service changes are considered twice a year. Our last one was in October, and this round of service changes that we're currently discussing would go into effect on April 22nd, 2019. As the Valley grows, we're also looking at how we can grow our transit system and get to where people are. You know, obviously as residences are developing, our city is growing, our cities are growing, we're looking at how we can best serve the public. Valley Metro takes a look at our ridership through all of our routes as well as our municipal partners. They will review and see where they feel that routes can be increased, or maybe we should redirect some of our efforts in order to make sure we're servicing as many people as possible. Our public outreach period is going to be October 29th through November 30th. So all of our public comments will be compiled at the end of that period. So we are looking forward to anything that you have to say as far as questions or input. We're hoping to respond to all of those. Any comments would go to both of our service planning group as well as our municipal partners. It will all be sent to our board of directors. Any of the Valley Metro funded or operated service goes to the Valley Metro board of directors, and any of the City of Phoenix funded goes to City Council of Phoenix for approval. So like I said, how do you get in contact with us? This month is the month that we're really focusing on making sure we get out to the public and talk with all of you. We have some specific information sessions that will have all of the information about April proposed changes, but they're also geared to some more specific routes. Peoria, there will be one on the west side for the POGO circulator, and there will be an open house or public meeting in Tempe coming up here, specifically about the Flash service. There's also going to be a Facebook Live at the end of this month and a public hearing next week at the Valley Metro boardroom in the building on on the Central and Van Buren. So if you're able to make that, that would be fabulous as well. And with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and switch over to Joe Gregory. He is our Valley Metro Service Planning Manager. He is going to go over some of all of the April 2019 service changes more specifically, and hopefully answer any of your questions before you have them. Thanks, Joe.
Thank you, Jessica. So yes, I'm here to talk about the service changes. So this map is showing all of the proposed service changes throughout the entire valley. So we have a number of different changes. We have route modifications to the South Mountain East Rapid, Route 62 Hardy Drive, the Tempe Flash, Route 45 on Broadway Road, frequency modifications to the SR51 Rapid, I-10 East and I-10 West Rapids, and the I-17 Rapid. And then also on Route 685, the Phoenix-Gila Bend Regional Connector. We have service increase on Zoom North and Zoom South, the Avondale circulators. and schedule adjustments for Route 106 on Peoria Avenue and Route 563, the Avondale Buckeye Express. And then a new route in the far northwest valley in Peoria of the Peoria on the Go Circulator, or POGO. We'll go into all of these individual changes throughout the presentation. So we'll start with the route modifications. Again, as we had the South Mountain East Rapid, Route 62 Hardy Drive, Tempe Flash, and Route 45 on Broadway Road.
Sorry, 1 second.
So starting with the South Mountain East Rapid, this would modify the route to avoid delays due to the Union Pacific Railroad in Phoenix near Sky Harbor. So this would affect the stops at 24th Street and Washington and 24th Street and Jefferson. All other stops would be not affected, and it would just be taking a slightly different route into downtown. Route 62 on Hardy Drive, this would modify the route at the Tempe Marketplace in order to serve Smith Road between University Drive and Rio Salado. Currently, it accesses Tempe Marketplace through McClintock. This would change it to continue on University to Smith Road and access Tempe Marketplace from the south. There still be service on McClintock through Route 81. Tempe Flash, this would be to modify the route to serve new activity centers near the ASU campus. As you can see, this would be quite a change for the route. It would be extending further east past Rural Road and further south into the closer to south of Apache, and then north of University on Mill to 5th Street. So it also served the Tempe Transportation Center there. There will probably be some changes to the times of service, but it will not, right now it's not anticipated that it will change the 10-minute frequency that it currently has through most of the day. Route 45 on Broadway Road. This would modify the route to serve the new light rail end of line at Gilbert Road and Main Street Park and Ride instead of the Sycamore Station. This would be instituted when the Gilbert Road extension begins operation in spring of 2019. So here's some more information about the Gilbert Road extension that's anticipated to be completed in spring of 2019. This would extend light rail on Main Street from Mesa Drive to Gilbert Road, and it would include 2 new stops. And again, it's estimated to be completed in late spring of 2019.
All right, and we're actually going to take a little bit of time here to do a poll and see who exactly we've got here on the line. So we would love to know what forms of transit do you currently use? So this is a multiple answer poll. Feel free to check all or any that apply to you. We just want to figure out, who we got here. I won't leave this open for too long, so if you want to participate, please go ahead and do so. I'm probably going to go ahead and keep it for about a minute, and then we'll go ahead and move on. And Express and Rapid Bus takes an early lead, as does Light Rail. That's good. Okay. All right, folks, finishing up right now. We've got about 10 more seconds, and I'll go ahead and close it. Again, thanks so much for taking time to come chat with us today about our April service changes. Okay, cool. Thank you so much. Now, it looks like, oh yeah, Light Rail and Express bus riders. We've got a lot of you guys today, and some local bus riders too. Excellent. Okay, gonna move on then. Back to you, Joe.
Okay, continuing with some of the service change proposals. So these are the frequency modifications. This includes SR 51 Rapid, I-10 East Rapid, I-10 West Rapid, I-17 Rapid, and the Route 685, the Phoenix-Gila Bend Regional Connector. So with the SR 51 Rapid, you can see here on the schedules that are printed out here that the green means that there would be new trips. So there'd be a new trip at 7:53 a.m. a new trip at 3:09 p.m. outbound and 4:52 outbound. So there were trips shifted. So you can see some of those yellow outbound trips at like 3:25 and 4:44. Those are slight modifications of some of the times when they would be leaving. And then the ones that are circled or in the box box with the black lines, the inbound trips at 6:28 a.m. and 7:08 a.m. Those are trips that currently run Monday through Thursday, but are proposed to include all week service. So they run Monday through Friday, and there no longer be any Friday light with any of those schedules. The I-10 East Rapid is very minimal. There's one trip that would be shifted at 5:34 a.m. And then there'd be one trip that would go from Monday through Thursday to Monday through Friday. That's the 3:51 trip outbound in the afternoon, 3:51 p.m. I-10 West Rapid, again, very minimal trip changes. There'd be on the inbound side, there'd be one trip that would go from Monday through Thursday service through Monday through Friday service. So that's the 6:44 a.m. Trip leaving Desert Sky Transit Center. And then there'd be a slight shift in one of the outbound trips that leaves at 5:27, and then an elimination of the trip that currently runs Monday through Thursday at 5:42 p.m., leaving leaving downtown. And the I-17 Rapid has the most changes of any of these proposals. So again, you can see here the green. There'd be new trips planned, some three new inbound trips, 6:47, 7:11, and 7:29, and then some shifted trips, these yellow ones. And then one of those shifted trips also would be a trip that would run on Fridays. That's the 7:23 trip, and then the 6:04 trip would also be converted from a Monday through Thursday to a Monday through Friday. On the outbound side, there'd be two additional trips, one leaving downtown at 3:51 p.m. and the other one at 4:57 p.m. Then some of the other ones you can see would be shifted a little bit on those yellows. Then the one red on here is the one trip that would be eliminated. That's the trip leaving downtown at 6 o'clock, but there would still be one after that leaving at 6:20 that would be changed from Monday through Thursday to running the full service Monday through Friday. On the Route 685, the Phoenix-Gila Bend Regional Connector, this would shift one trip from the afternoon, this 4:30 p.m. trip in Buckeye. These are the short trips that only run through Buckeye, and that would shift it to a morning trip. It would be a trip that would be running at 6 a.m. instead.
Okay, guys, since that's the end for the route modification, or I'm sorry, the frequency modifications, we're going to have one more poll and then go on to the rest of our service changes. So you told me a little bit about what form of transit that you do use. Now we would like to know, where do you most frequently go using public transit? So you've got work, school, retail and shopping, entertainment, personal appointments. Go ahead and click, and we'll keep this open for another minute. Chris, I do actually see your question. Thanks so much. We'll go ahead and get to that at the end of the presentation here. Wow, it looks like all of you guys are all work commuters, work and school commuters. Maybe I should have made this one of the multiple answer ones too. We're going to give this another 5 seconds, and I'm going to go ahead and close it as well, and we'll move on. Okay. I'm going to share it, even though it's 100% work and school. Thanks so much, guys. And I'm going to hand it back to Joe over here.
Okay, now we're going to talk about the other changes. We have service increases on the Zoom North and Zoom South, the Avondale circulators. That would be increasing service to include Sunday service. Currently, it runs Monday through Saturday, but would be adding Sunday service at the current Saturday levels. There would be 2 schedule adjustments. Route 106 in Peoria Avenue, that's extending one trip, one of the evening trips in Peoria. And then Route 563, the Avondale Buckeye Express, and we have a slide to show exactly the proposal for that. And then a new route, the Peoria on the Go Circulator, and we'll have a slide for that to show the new route and the new area of the valley that it will be serving. So on the Route 563 on the Avondale Buckeye Express, you can see at the top has the current schedule, and the inbound trips, the first and third inbound trips leave from Buckeye Park and Ride. But on the outbound trips, returning back to outside of downtown Phoenix, the second and fourth trips return to Buckeye Park and Ride. The proposal is on the bottom. You see that we would just be shifting to the trips that go to Buckeye Park and Ride to make that be the first and third trips in both directions. And here's the new Peoria on the Go Circulator. So on the left, that shows the city of Peoria and all the existing transit service. And on the right, it shows the potential Peoria Circulator alignment. So as you can see where the Peoria Circulator is, there's currently no service in that far northwest part of Peoria. This would be bringing a local circulator to that area. This would be a free service. It would run every 30 minutes bidirectionally, Monday through Friday, for approximately 12 hours a day from about 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. It's about 18 miles long each way. It'll serve a number of different locations within Peoria and Glendale. It'll serve the Peoria 83 area, or P83, which includes the Peoria Sports Complex. It'll serve the Arrowhead Town Center, which is also a transit center where there's a number of different connections can be made to other regional routes throughout the valley. And also serve some local areas in Peoria, such as the Sunrise Mountain and Liberty High Schools, the Glendale Preparatory Academy, Great Hearts Academy, and the South Mountain Library and Camino Al Lago Park. So this is it's an exciting new service for this part of the valley, and we look forward to seeing this run in April.
Okay, thanks so much. And that concludes all of our service changes for April. So let us know. Upcoming, we have a public hearing. It's going to be in the Valley Metro boardroom, like I had said before. That's going to be on November 14th, and we would love to have any of your comments or any of your questions then as well. If you would like to know specifically about other routes, we will, of course, have all April service changes information, and there will be people there to answer any of your questions at those different meetings. But if you have a particular interest in the POGO Circulator, tomorrow we are going to be out at the Sunrise Mountain branch, and that will be Joe Gregory, our service planning manager, who you just heard, and Kathy Colbath from City of Peoria. We are also going to be attending a Tempe Flash public meeting or open house. That is going to be in Tempe at the Tempe Transportation Center next week. So we look forward to seeing you there. Or, if you are busy, that's totally fine. You can comment anytime. Reach us at Valley Metro at input@valleymetro.org. There is also a handy survey that you can take online at valleymetro.org/service changes. Or you can always call customer service, and your comment or question will be input there and relayed back to us, so we can take it at the end of the comment period. Now, that being said, we're going to have some questions and comments. So if you haven't had a chance to put a question in there, please go ahead and do so. I know I have a couple questions already, so let me go ahead and get to those. We have some questions from, let's see, Christopher. Now, in order to answer those, we have Joe Gregory, you're still here, and we also have Kevin Tang, the principal planner for City of Phoenix.
Hi.
Hi, Kevin.
Hi.
All right, so they're both going to be here to talk a little bit about whatever you guys have questions for. So Christopher would like to know, are there any thoughts about putting the 5:11 p.m. I-10 East outbound on Friday back into service? It would help because people get off at 5 p.m. on Friday too. I feel you, Christopher.
Sure. Thanks, Christopher, for the question. So yes, it's a possibility. The schedule we put out for those are proposal at this point, and as you can see for the afternoon, when we do our ridership analysis by trip, we saw that the trip before and after around the 3:51 p.m. departure are a little has quite a heavy load. We didn't see the same volume for the around the 5:11 departure time, so that's why at this point we did not propose for that to be to restore that for Friday service. But certainly not to say that that's not possible. That's why we're here to gather people's input and comments, and we'll take those and evaluate further.
So I have some additional questions here. We'll give some people some chances to write in again if they have, if they're still typing. So Joe, where do I go if I want to have more information about just one route and maybe not all of these service changes at once, but maybe I'm super interested in the 106? Where do I go to get more info about that?
Well, you can always go to our website. We have the valleymetro.org/service changes, and you can find about the service changes there. And also, while you're there, you can look at how it's currently running in the current how it is currently running. There's also, you can email the info@valleymetro.org, and you can get into contact with staff who will be able to answer any specific questions that you have.
Perfect. Okay, here's one for Kevin. So my area doesn't have a lot of service coverage currently. What's the best way to let City of Phoenix know that I want a route closer to me?
Sure. So for that, for City of Phoenix, we also work very closely with Valley Metro. So the best way for you to input your comments will be actually the same place. If you go, you can call customer service at 602-253-5000, and any of the service requests that you input there, those will be forwarded to City of Phoenix staff to evaluate and look over. You can also find out about City of Phoenix public transit plans if you go to the phoenix.gov/T2050. All services in Phoenix are funded, most services in City of Phoenix are funded through T2050, so that you may be able to find some future plans that we have, and maybe that involves your area.
Well, that's cool. What was that link one more time?
That's phoenix.gov/T2050.
Perfect. So the POGO circulator sounds like it's going to be an interesting thing for Peoria. How did Valley Metro decide where exactly that was going to go? Like, how did they pick those streets?
Well, that was a consultation between MAG, Valley Metro, and Peoria.
What's MAG?
The Maricopa Association of Governments. That's the multi-planning organization over everything in Maricopa County, basically. So that was a coordination between regional and local services in order to find the best location for a service like that. So we worked very closely with Peoria City staff. We went out there and scouted a number of different locations. We're looking around at places where we could serve educational and employment and all kinds of entertainment destinations that people can go to.
Awesome. Now on the website for service changes, it actually says, like with the rapid routes, frequency improvements, but it doesn't really list out in the with the schedules like you have in this presentation. So where would I go if I wanted to get more information on my routes if I didn't want to rewatch this whole webinar?
Okay, if you'd like to find out specific questions like that, you can email input@valleymetro.org, and we'll have someone respond to you right away.
Oh, perfect. And I heard they're also going to put those routes up on the website too. Great.
Yeah, very good.
Awesome. Okay, last question that we have. When will we know if these changes are permanent? So they're proposed, so when do we know that they're actually going to go into effect?
Well, the official time will be when it goes through the board of directors for both Valley Metro and through this Phoenix City Council. So that'll happen mid to late January. So at that point, it'll be officially changed in the intergovernmental agreements and the service contracts that we have with our contractors. So at that point, those will be officially those changes will be officially either go through or not. So stay tuned to what's going on with our board, And you can also, if you leave comments and leave your email address and request it to be informed about it, we can send you an email back about this specific service change you're asking about.
And if you don't mind, I'll also mention about the City of Phoenix approval time and meetings that you may be able to attend. So on December 13th, we have our CTC, which is the Citizen Transportation Commission meeting in downtown Phoenix at 5 p.m. That's where we will go and the city staff will present the final staff proposed permanent changes to the Phoenix operated and funded routes.
Perfect. And thanks, Frank. Frank's just letting us know that he found schedule changes in the PDF that he downloaded. So I think I sent that over to you. Perfect. Okay. Well, in the meantime, let's see. If you do have any other questions, please feel free to reach out to us, input@valleymetro.org. Again, that should be straight over to customer service and to me, and as well as calling 602-253-5000. That will be our customer service number. Like I said before, this webinar is going to be is recorded and will be uploaded to the web online. So if you have anybody or any coworkers that also want to watch this, feel free to let them know it will be available soon. Thanks so much.